Hey everyone, Kim from Yesterday's Tomorrows. Welcome. Come and do a spring project with me. I'm just taking a piece of wood that I purchased from Michael's in the unfinished wood section of the store and giving it a coat of a white paint, an antique white. Now I'm just using this stencil from Essential Stencils. This is Us. And I'm using the Redesign with Prima Transfer Life in Full Bloom. So now I'm taking the stencil, just going to tape it down just so it does not move when I am applying the paint. And today's paint is from Waverly and the color is celery. It's a really, really pretty, to me, it's like a vintage green. So I think that's going to look perfect with the transfer. Now, with this, sometimes with the stencils, you might have to give a second coat. If you do, you just have to lift it up, take a look. And if you need a second coat, put it down. But I'm looking and mine seems to be okay with one coat. So I'm just going to lift it up and I think it came out perfect. I just love the saying, this is us, our life, our story. It's so pretty. All right, so now we're going to apply the transfer. That is it. It's Life in Full Bloom. It comes in 2 sheets. So you get a lot of projects out of it. And this is a piece left over from a project I did before. And I thought this would be perfect on that piece of wood. So now we're just taking the backing off. Now be careful when you're taking the backing off, only because once you take the backing off, it is super sticky, the transfer. And if you're not careful, it can stick on something you don't want to stick to, like your fingers, and you can lose part of your transfer. How do I know? Because I've done it. All right, so place your transfer where you want it to be, and then once you get it exactly where you want it, all you need to do is take your fingers and rub it down, and then you take your transfer stick that comes in the transfer container, and you just start rubbing. And then you lift it back, just like I'm doing right there. If you see a piece of transfer that's still on the plastic when you lift it up, just push it back down, just like I'm doing here. I see a piece of transfer that didn't stick. Just put it back down, rub it with your transfer tool, and it will stick right back onto your project for you. So do it gingerly as you're taking off the backing, the plastic sheet. If you see something that's not sticking, just rub it back down again. Flowers, leaves and stuff like that, they take a little bit more elbow grease, so just do it slowly. And once your plastic comes out clean and there's nothing on it, you know you're done. And then you just do, it's called a big fancy word, it's called burnishing, and you just take your fingers and rub it in a circular motion just to make sure that your transfer is down and stuck on there permanently. There we go. Isn't that so pretty? Now to complete the project, I'm using Vintage Photo Distressed Oxide ink, and we're going to frame it out. I think it really finishes off the project when you do this last step. You could either, this is Vintage Photo, which is a really pretty brown, or you can use the color Gran Espresso, which is a little bit darker. Either one would work on this project. Now I'm even going to put a little bit on the transfer itself, just so it matches the rest of the sides of the other part of the project. I just think when you edge out your projects, it just finishes it off. It's the little touches that really, really makes a project. So there we go. And just when you're doing it with your dabber, go in and out motion just like that, and it will frame your project out just perfectly, just like so. There we go. See? Do not put it on straight ahead because the dabber's circular and you'll get a round circle. You're going to go in and out motion when you're doing this, just like that. And that finishes off the project so beautifully. There we go. Oh, a little bit more on the sides. And there we go. I think this turned out beautifully.